How are you guys doing? I hope that you're doing well. So I'm going to jump right into it. My name is Dana, and this is the rebrand. So I am here to deliver to you stage 6 of the rebrand, which is the practice. So just to kind of recap what we've been doing so far, if you are new here, I am sharing pretty much my personal rebranding journey. I quit my job 2 years ago as the Vice President of Learning and Development and decided to start my own business. So I hired a mentor who was very well versed in the digital product space. We created a strategy, and then I took some time just to rest and recuperate because I realized that I was in survival mode and I needed to just take a break. So now I am putting myself through my own program, and over the last 6 weeks, as we're entering stage 6, over the last 6 weeks, I have pretty much mentally reinvented myself, which has allowed me to attract opportunity to me, right? So I'm coming to talk to you about the practice. Now, this stage is important because we often think about life life experiences as tests, right? And I kind of wanted to reframe that terminology because test sounds so negative, right? And I changed it for myself to having an opportunity to practice being who I am, right? Who I'm saying that I am. After you reinvent yourself, you're going to be put in scenarios that give you an opportunity to choose the new response, right, which is affiliated with your new persona, your new personality, or to choose the response of your old self, right? And when I say response, I don't always mean verbal, but just the way in which you're thinking leads you to being, right? So I'll give you an example. New York City is very influential in its energy, right? I was living in the South for over 10 years. And I came back home, and every time I come back home, I would get back into my New York attitude and energy, right? So I realized I'm being impacted and influenced by this energy. So if you're from New York, especially if you're from Harlem, when you're walking down 25th, there are a bunch of African braiding shops, right? And they sit outside their shops and they'll be like, hair braided miss, hair braided miss. Like, they see you with a hat on, hair braided miss. They see you with your hair in a ponytail, hair braided miss. Like, they always want an opportunity to try to braid your hair, right? And it could be annoying sometimes because, first of all, if I look like a bum and I got on a hoodie or I got on a hat or my hair is messed up, don't make it so obvious that you're asking me if I want to get my hair braided, right? But they're competing. Their intention is to get to you before you get from one end of 25th to the next, right? So I caught myself one day catching an attitude as I was walking down 25th, and I said, that's the way the old Dana would respond, right? So now I'm conscious, and when they ask, I say, no thank you, no thank you. And they're like, no problem, baby, you're welcome. No problem, baby, you're welcome. The response in the energetic exchange is different because I'm choosing to respond in the way the new me responds, right? So I'm giving myself an opportunity to practice my new personality, right? To be conscientious, to be aware of how I'm responding to my circumstances and my environment, and choosing a new way to respond. So this week, the practice is you, after determining who you're going to become, right? Which is really what I'm doing. The first 8 stages of my program is really an identity shift. People like to start from the material, right? I want to get the job. I want to build the business. You have to become the person first in order to align with the energy of that type of individual's lifestyle. So you have to determine who you're going to be so that you can be in alignment with the things that you want to have, right? So the lifestyle that I want requires me to be of a certain stature, right? It requires me to be feminine. I'm still a girl, but it requires me to be a feminine CEO. It requires me to be a feminine businesswoman, right? It requires me to still be in my receiving feminine energy, but to be able to execute when the opportunities present themselves, right? So last week I was in the experience being allowing all the synchronicities to come and flow into your experience without forcing and rushing, right? So I'm hosting something, I'm organizing something, and now people are coming into my energy, right? Who are in alignment with what it is that I'm creating. I didn't have to pick up phones and make phone calls. I didn't have to send out nothing to nobody. Everything is just coming together. So now today, I have my first consultation as the Rebrand advisor, right? To help someone who is wanting to transition out of corporate America into business ownership and entrepreneurship, which is what the focus is, right? As the Rebrand advisor, there are people who are in the corporate space, like I was 2 years ago, who are wanting to have a similar trajectory to the one that I'm on, where they're stepping into their business ownership, right? So I hired my mentor. She gave me the blueprint on things that I was already executing in the corporate space as a vice president of a company. Now I'm doing them as an individual contributor, as an advisor, as a consultant, as a self-employed entrepreneur. So now I'm starting my self-employed entrepreneurial journey, while others are either in that space already, which is a space that I've been in, right? This is not my first business. While others are in that space or in the corporate space desiring to come into this space. So now I have an opportunity to show up today in the energy of the woman that I said that I am at the beginning of this. Right? So week 1, week 2, when we're outlining and determining and releasing the old self so that we can move into the new self. It's an identity thing. It's a being thing. It's a knowing thing. It's a feeling thing, right? Like this is not just some, oh yeah, I woke up and no, I'm literally transitioning before the eyes of the people who are engaged in this process. And when I go outside today, I'm going outside today as the Rebrand advisor. I'm going outside today scouting clientele. I'm going outside today with the intention of fulfilling my vision of hosting this networking experience, of being able to collaborate with other entrepreneurs or other creators to bring this thing into fruition. That's my intention today. I'm going outside today with purpose and the energy of the woman that I said that I was. So today I get to practice. Today I will be met with similar experiences, and I will have to choose to respond in the way in which Dana, the Rebrand advisor, responds. Dana, the Rihanna of the God is Good community, responds. Dana, the Olivia Pope meets Iyanla Vanzant, responds. That's how I'm showing up today. Today, I get to practice, and I'm excited about it. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to say thank you so much, and I want to encourage you to be aware of how you're responding to similar scenarios. The only way to truly transition your beingness and who you are is to put yourself in the spaces that the old you used to be in and choose a different response. Rather it's a verbal response, physical, body, facial expression, energy response. Practice. You have to build the endurance, the muscle of becoming someone new. It's not just going to happen overnight. You have to be intentional about stepping into the new energy of the person that you're saying you are. You're not being tested. You're practicing. You're practicing being who you are. You're practicing being who you know that you should have always been. You're having an opportunity to get in the gym so that you can strengthen the muscle of the beingness of who you are. So practice. And we're going to talk this week about human design. So if you are watching here, I encourage you to come over to Instagram, because I'm going to be breaking down the primary elements of the human design chart. Because in order to be who you are, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. And you may think you know who you are, but society has programmed us. Just like I started this message saying, there's an energy of New York City to be agitated, to be frustrated, to be overwhelmed, to be overstimulated. That when you're walking down the street and people are trying to do their jobs, you're frustrated. So I had to choose to change the way in which I respond to my circumstances, to my environment, which ultimately changes my DNA. The more I walk down 125th Street, and instead of catching an attitude because the lady is saying, "Hey, miss," and just saying, "No, thank you," and her saying, "No problem, sweet baby," or "You're welcome," like they've been so kind. And you would think that they would be frustrated with us because we get frustrated with them when they do that. But it changes the entire chemistry of your being when you change your responses. So practice. Practice. This week, practice. What are we talking about? Practice? Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are talking about practice. So I love you guys. I thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to continue to share this with you. I'm so excited about today. I speak that I'm going to make more connections for this event, make more connections for possible opportunity for clientele for myself. And I'm just going to continue to evolve. So I love you. Thank you for following my journey. If you're not, follow me on Instagram at simply_DP. And I'll see you soon. Bye.